Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today. There's this general that says experience is the best teacher. But it looks like Osha himself, that's Baosha, that's Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, is having a rethink on how to get Yoruba Nation, and is giving very strong worded advice on how they'll go about it. And ever since he has been giving that sigh of relief, breath of fresh air to his medical practitioners, there seemed to be maturity, a bit of diplomacy in his approaches. Quite understandable anyway. Before we go into the news proper, I would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Go ahead, please. Click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. The Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Adeyemo, better known as Igboho, has called for dialogue in the quest for self-determination, maintaining that it can be achieved without bloodshed. Igboho said this in a statement issued on this day by his counsel Yomi Aliyu, in which he sued for calm amongst his supporters. He continues to preach against war, seeing what is happening in Ukraine and some part of Igbo land in Nigeria. He implored all, especially his kinsmen at home and in the diaspora, to embrace dialogue in their quest for self-determination without heating up the very fragile situation in Nigeria. The statement reads, he believes that the ambition will be achieved without firing a bullet, as he used to say at rallies. His counsel further quoted him as saying that he would not relent in his push for self-determination and thanked those who supported him while he was in prison. The statement said, and I quote, Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho, thanked all that are supporting him, especially his leaders, Baba Prof. Akintoye and Baba Prof. Wale Adeniran, and all Nigerians, especially his people in Ilana, Oodua, and affiliates seeking self-determination. He appreciates Chief Dele Momodu, being the only Yoruba man of note that came to visit him in Cotonou prison. He remains grateful to the President of the Republic of Benin, President Talon, for releasing him from prison with a view to uniting him with members of his immediate family, albeit only in Cotonou for the time being, it added. The statement is the most recent from Igboho since he was freed by Benin Republic authorities as of Monday. Although details of his movement were sketchy, in the wake of the development, reports suggest that he will stay in Benin Republic before his arrest after attempting to move to Germany. Igboho was declared wanted by the Department of State Services (DSS) following a raid of his home in Oyo State in July. Some of his aides are facing trial in Nigeria. A lot of people have reacted to this, and we're going to take cross-section, one or two, and we'll look at this analytically. Honestly, if you ask me, there's maturity in some of what he said. He said, well, this one here is saying, one of the commenters here saying, ha 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 ha, Benin prison turned him to a good agitator. Write a letter and tender your apology to Nigerians, especially the Yorubas. Excuse me. Everyone have a right to their opinion. He has a right to his opinion. Whether it's writing a letter apologizing to Nigeria or not, when you're apologizing to Nigeria, you're now saying that he is guilty, then he can actually be in prison for that letter. Allow his lawyers to do what they think is right for him. And this one here is saying, wow. This one here is saying, that is why the place he was kept is called Correctional Center. It corrected his brain to factory reset. This is serious. This one here is saying Yoruba nation will come when the Southwest leaders are ready for it. For now how to loot the... Excuse me. This one here is saying, Chai, his eyes don't clear for Benin Republic maximum prison. But before, now this man, they beat the drums of all. This one here is saying, let them be... I don't understand what he's trying to write here. This one here is saying, why Yorubas can't match the Igbos in any way? Green. Just a little romance by the Beninese government in prison for a couple of months. The guy has said turns to cat and disappears and has just bulletproof is singing another song. Imagine if it were Yorubas who went to war with Nigeria back then. They for no last reach 2 months green. Well, their Agberos are all mouth and no action. Every non-Yoruba living in the West knows this. Oh, please, let's not go tribalistic. He has every right. There's maturity in his analogy. All right, there are still persons or there are still countries who have achieved their sovereign state without necessarily going into chaos. The whole world right now is feeling the sanctions directly or indirectly on both Russia and vice versa. A lot of countries, there's been an increment in their petroleum PMS. There have been an increment in their gas. Inflation is really hitting and biting hard in Nigeria. How much is flights now? Local flights. I think the minimum is about 50,000. Something that used to be 28,000 if you book ahead. Depending on which of the flights you are using anyway, which of the airlines you are using. But now it's sacrosanct. It's 50,000 minimum. And the likelihood that it will increase is still very high. So no one prays for chaos. Some persons will say until there's chaos, there may not be peace. It depends on the perspective you're coming from. What's the beauty of dialogue and diplomacy? That you are diplomatic does not mean that you're a coward. No, that you sue for peace does not make you a weakling. That's where we get it wrong. Some persons think you sue for peace makes you a weakling. That's not true. That means you've got great strength. It takes a lot of strength to sue for peace. Of course, it doesn't make any sense folding your arms and allowing people to bring you down and you say, but there's still ways to get this done. Okay, without necessarily, heating up the polity. Like what is happening right now in the Southeast is really high. But then they're also looking for a strong leadership skill that will stir up the Southeast in a way that, the youth will look up to them. Obviously, from all indication, the youth, to a great extent, have lost hope in some places. They now believe that, for some persons, anyway, not all, they believe now that the future now belongs to them, that the older ones are being too gentle. I think stakeholders meetings should be called upon. Let them brainstorm and understand the dynamics that peace is always the best. If you think peace is expensive, try war. Let's not go there. Let's look for ways around it. Igboho may have tasted one or two, must have heard one or two things that's allowing the maturity in him to set in. That's what we're going to wrap it up. What do you say? Do you agree with his analogy, or you think that something else needs to be done urgently? Let's interact with